Good Tuesday morning of the 10th week in ordinary time. This is a very short but very powerful little gospel of Matthew. Again, it's chapter 5. Jesus said to his disciples, "You are the salt of the earth. But if salt loses its taste, with what can it be seasoned? It's no longer good for anything but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot." By a tough line. You're the light of the world. A city set on a mountaintop cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and then put it under a bushel basket. It's set on a lampstand where it gives light to all in the house. Just so, your light must shine before others, that they may see your good deeds, glorify your heavenly fathers. So we are not called, it's not innocence. You're called to enlighten the world. And how do you do it? Each in their own specific and very special vocations. The most powerful influences in light in the fostering of virtue and wisdom is your home. It ain't the preacher in the pulpit. Hopefully helpful. And hopefully the teachers in the classroom from kindergarten up. But where love is learned and excellence is learned is in the home. In the home. Done imperfectly, but it's in your home where you learn who you are and what you are called to be. Sometimes put in rough language. Sometimes it's not put in a highly polished language. I remember my mother saying to us, "Never disgrace our family." And now you see, what did she mean? Well, she's Italian. It would have meant for disgrazia. You're making a fool of yourself. Don't make a fool out of yourself. Don't do something that will dishonor us, that we have to be ashamed. I remember my mother saying that one time about I don't know. I don't remember if it was a young boy or girl. I don't know, but they really got in a lot of trouble. And what my mother saw was how they had disgraced their family. And she felt that with such power. And I know we did. We do. But that was the only thing, I told you that in one of these videos before. The only thing my family said to me when I left home for the seminary is never dishonor us. Be an honorable man. Do well and never dishonor us. That's the truth. Even my father, I'll give you another one. I told you this story, God, so many times. Leave it to the old man. I was ordained. I was just ordained. And we were walking to the car, 1969. We're leaving the monastery church in Union City. We were driving to New Haven, where I'll spend a week, and say my first Mass, etc. So we were walking. My father and my friends had come to the ordination. My friend Barbara, Al's sister, who I love very deeply, then and now, okay? Maybe she's watching this. Hey, Barb. Anyway, she came to the ordination, and I give her a peck on the cheek. So my father was looking at all of this, and he knew. My mother said to me, I'd never make it as a priest. I like girls too much. But she said that to me. When? Then, okay? And anyway, here I give Barbara a little peck on the cheek. And my father, he didn't say anything until we were walking away. And as we're walking, he leaned over to me. And it was at a time where priests were leaving left and right and going in the press. They're on television. It was a time of scandal. The priests were getting a lot of publicity because you never heard of it before. When you saw never heard of a priest leaving the priesthood. Never. Now they're leaving in droves. So my father, as he's walking me, he leaned over to me. And he said to me, Raymond, my real name, he said to me, "You leave anytime you want, do whatever you want. I'll back you 100%. Okay, got to give his accent in there. Ma, he said, but, Ma, you make yourself a goddamn fool out of yourself. I'll shoot you." What he meant was, do whatever you want. But stay out of the press. Don't make a fool out of yourself. Don't look like a jerk. Be an honorable man. And my mother said the same thing to me. And not the words, "I'll shoot you." But so many words. Don't disgrace us. Don't disgrace us. See? It was a code of ethic of that time. It was in the Italianate world that I grew up in. See, live an honorable life. Live a good life. But you can do it your own way, you see? And you bring your virtues to the world you live in. My father was a faithful man. My mother was a faithful woman. And, my mother said something to me about my dad long after he died. Well, right after he died, because she only lived 5 more years. And she said, you know, your dad, my father was spectacularly good looking. He was really a real Tuscan. Yet he had, black hair, black wave. You had to see it. The old man, even in his old age, was incredibly handsome. He was a beautiful man. And he was in the restaurant business. He was a waiter in a very swanky restaurant. And so there were beautiful women around him all the time. My father never, ever betrayed my mother. And she said that. And she said, look, and I'm just a plain old woman with a big nose. That's what she described herself as. My father was gorgeous, okay? But he was faithful. You see, that means everything to me. I learned what it is to be faithful from my family, and you learn the basic virtues of life from your family. That's why the greatest of blessings in life is your family, because that's where you are not only given physical birth and nurture, you're given virtue. You're educated in the most fundamental virtues, the virtues of love and fidelity. And in my world, honor. That you live a life of deep self-respect. You honor your name. You honor your name. I remember when one of my colleagues became the Vitale chair, okay? Because I'm donating. When I die, my inheritance, legal inheritance, whatever you want to call it, the university inheritance, goes to the department rather than going to the order. The order gave me permission to donate it to the department, and it becomes an endowment. And Dan Haverin's got that now. He has it in anticipation, you see. And he's a great philosopher, a great guy, God almighty. If I had to pick anybody, I would have picked him, and I didn't do the picking, the department did. So he has the Vitale chair. And I said to him when he got the chair, I said, Ti porto mio nome. You carry my name now. Bring it honor by doing the best you can your way, not my way, your way. Ti porto mio nome. You carry my name, and hence carry it with honor. I meant it. You carry my name. Carry it with honor, which means be good at what you do and never dishonor it by being bad. And I don't mean a poor philosopher, but being a scoundrel. See, don't ever disgrace my name, but rather honor it by the excellence of who and what you are. And he certainly has. He still is. Okay? That's the truth. That's Vitale stuff. That's Vitale stuff. That's my home. We may have been, in a sense, poor. My mother was a school teacher. My father was a waiter. But we were profoundly honorable people. Sometimes far more honorable than the people he served in the restaurant. Because we knew who we were, and we lived up to it. That's the truth. I would never want to come home having dishonored my family or my Passionist family. Even though I've been encouraged and I do things my way, I hope my way is an honorable way. And it's the truth. Those are virtues I learned in a home. And I did learn them as well in a different mode in the order, what it is to be a faithful Passionist. It doesn't mean you kept your nose clean and you didn't break your vows. It means that you lived as a first-rate man of God, a man of the man of the community, that you took care of the community your way. And my way turned out to be 50 years on my own. I left the Eastern Province to come out here in the Midwest to go to grad school and then my professoriate life. Obviously with the Order's blessing, I'm a Passionist of the Eastern Province. I've never become a member of the Western Province. I am a Passionist of the Eastern Province in great good standing with the outfit. But I've been living on my own for almost 50 years. With the 13 years in Louisville, I lived in the community there, but the 5 years before and the 30, what is it, how many years now? 39 years since, something like that. I've been living on my own, see, in the condo that the Order offered me. See, my way, but hopefully an honorable and a faithful way. See, but my way, and that's the way we do everything. We do things honorably and faithfully to what we are called to. For the vast majority of you, as spouses and parents, but done your way. There is no blueprint. There is only the ideal of self-sacrificial love and commitment and fidelity. doing it your way. I saw my parents do it their way. I'm sure you are doing it your way. It's the only way that matters. That what you have called to be, you live up to it actively, not passively, not innocently, but faithfully.